Hey guys, what's going on? FloatingWilly here, and today I have a new tutorial for my channel. Now, I realize that I haven't been uploading a lot of Canon tutorials, and I do apologize for that. I've just been really busy with some in real life stuff. I'm really going to try and start getting into that schedule kind of grind feel with like alternating Canon videos. I'll probably have a straw poll later on in this video for you guys to decide what you want to see the most on my channel. So if you guys could help me out with that, that would be great. But anyway, I have a new tutorial, and it's on a 255 Canon. A lot of you guys have been requesting this in the comments section, so I decided I was going to go ahead and make the video about it. And basically what it does is it stacks at Y255, which is really useful for regens if you don't know how to regen bust. So I will explain more about this in the actual tutorial. So if you guys do stay for the whole thing, you will learn how to get this Canon. There will also be a schematic in the description. Alright, so here we are at the Canon, and I just want to go over a few things of like how this is set up. This is a decently old tech Canon. Like, it doesn't even have the hammer inside the barrel. So basically the compressor down there hits it over here, and then it gets pushed in with pistons and one-shot sand, and it hits this guider. Because I actually learned this from my buddy EO. He told me that TNT renders in quicker, like the Y renders in first, and then the X renders in. So it'll go up before it goes to the side and shoots out. So that's basically how this works. You have the sand, the slab bust in there. Power, this is like 25 chunk power. I think it's like 16 by 24. And these things can bust lava water walls, by the way. If you're works on the Archon, so it can bust lava water walls on the Archon, and that's mainly basically what a lot of cannoners are looking for now. If they can go through lava water walls. It's got a decent scatter rate here. It's like 28 blocks or something. Like, I'll fire the can for you guys right now to show you guys what it is. Got the 4x6 sand plate here. This is pretty old. 9 repeaters right here, 9 repeaters right there. I didn't want to use the main circuit I used that like powers the whole Canon for this, mainly because it would probably confuse a few people, because it is a little bit more on the complex side. So that's basically how this Canon works. And then the guiders are up there, same guiders like a regular Canon, just up a little bit higher. Shoots out the top, shoots at the wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire it for you guys to show you what I mean. Alright, so firing right now, and it's gonna shoot at the wall, like all the way up there, and it just kind of nukes itself down. And that's how it works. I kind of whirled these walls out so I could go ahead and shoot it at these lava water walls to show you. Lava hasn't fallen all the way yet, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in there, and I'm gonna fire. I actually fired the cannon, and I forgot to ride the TNT with it and the sand, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire again right now. I'm gonna hop in the sand. If you're on one shot, you can use a iron sword to right click entities, and it'll actually fire for you. So here we are. I messed up the first shot. So it'll actually load in the chunks for you. See, and it just busts right through the regens, or the lava water walls. Like, the water up top just toasts the obby, so all you'd have to do is just get right through this wall, and it would hybrid this wall, just because that's how the TNT radius works. So it's basically the same amount of walls, and you can just crank right through them. So I'll go ahead and fire again for you guys, and I'll also fire when we are done with the actual tutorial. So yeah, this server is definitely helpful to have these plugins. Like the TNT ride, you can like load in all of your chunks. So I'm actually gonna go in here now and ride the hammer TNT. And it just busts right through. So that is definitely, it's a little glitchy right now. I'm not sure why. I'll have to see if we can get that fixed, but it works very well. All these plugins on the server work very well. You guys should come check it out. played-out-one-shot-mc.com. It's a great canning server, and it's very innovative actually. I think there's like some like personal servers now where basically you can have your own server on the Archon, or not on the Archon, on one shot. And basically, if the main server's lagging, your server isn't lagging. And you can like install your own plugins and stuff. It's basically running a server without actually having to run it. So you guys should look into that. It's a very good system. I like what Emerald has going on. So back to the tutorial. Alright, so it's time to get started with the tutorial. So I have about a 2x3 chunk layout set up. I think it's like a little under that. I'm not sure. But that's about the amount of claims you would need for this cannon. You could probably move it around a little bit, but... So I have a little marker of where I'm going to start. It's like 13 blocks this way, and then 9 blocks from that is the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is going to be the butt of the cannon. This is where the main compressor goes. So it's just 6 TNT right there, blocks in between, and then we're going to put a 1 space, then 6 dispensers right here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dispensers right there. We're going to stack this 19 up. If you're in World Edit, you would just 19 up, but if you're not in a World Edit, what you would do is you would just pillar these up, just like so. Just in case you don't know the best way of going about this, I'm going to tell you. And then you would just place blocks right here, pillar up again, all the way, and then you just keep this process going all the way down. But that's not how I'm gonna do it. I'm actually just gonna stack 19 up. Earlier in the video I said it was like 6 by 24 is 25 chunk power. No, this is 6 by 20. This is 25 chunk power. 6 by 24 is 30 chunk power for the same tick. That's basically what I use mainly, because usually most buffers are about 20 chunks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with the wiring for the main power, and so let's go ahead and get started with that. So how you do it is you just go by alternating block, space, just like how I usually set up all my cannons. They're gonna place repeaters on the ones touching the dispensers, and then redstone connecting all of those. So the reason these have to be blocks is because redstone current does not travel down slabs. So if you were to have just this and not this, it wouldn't power these. So that's the reason why the bottom ones are slabs, or bottom ones are blocks, sorry. And a lot of people like to do this, like with the slabs. It doesn't really matter if the blocks are slabs. I just prefer to use them because, in my opinion, they look a little bit better. So basically how you do this is you just keep going like this, place slabs right there, and then place redstone right there, and then redstone right there, or repeaters, sorry. So what you would do is you would just continue going up like this if you're in survival, but since I am in creative mode, I can just go ahead and use my //wand command. So I'm going to I think it's something like stack 8 up for this, yeah. And then what you would do is just place repeaters right there and redstone right there. So to do this in World Edit or in survival, you would have to come back over here and do this whole process over again. But since you are in creative mode, if you are just building this on a test server to get ready, like putting in your schematic or something, what you would do is you would //copy, //flip in the direction of the dispensers you want to paste it on, then jump over this row and /paste, and then it'll all be right there. So now how we link this up is we just place a backwards L right there, repeater going directly into this, 2 redstone right there, redstone all on top of the main compressor, a repeater going right into the other side of the main power, and then redstone connecting it all up. So now what we do after this is, since this is extremely tall, we actually need to put more current going in there upwards. So basically what we have to do is place a slab right there, and a slab right there. So now what this will do for us is it will extend the current upwards, like towards the middle, so it continues going up all the way to the top. Place redstone on all of that, place a block, and then place a repeater. So now what we will do is we will do the same thing on the other side. One more thing I like to do before I actually finish up with the power is place blocks all the way up here, going all the way up, and then ladders on top of them. And what it does is it actually separates the compression from the main power, so water doesn't pour out into this little crack. But it also makes it easier if you're in survival to climb up to the top, if anything's like broken or not wired, and fill TNT and stuff. So this I would definitely recommend you do on your cannon while you're building it. And then one more thing right here, we can also throw aligners. Just in case you are shooting east to west, this cannon does shoot east to west, so that is definitely helpful to know. So now we can go ahead and move on with the rest of the cannon. Alright, so the next step in this build, I will actually be starting out kind of the main outline of how this cannon is going to end up looking. So this actually does help me when I'm building it, so I know where things are going to start going, and it kind of helps to keep everything aligned. So basically, I'm just going to place a kind of backwards L with slabs right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there. Place a block right there, and then place 3 ladders just like that. So the compression, that TNT right there, those 6 little dispensers, are going to hit all of this TNT right into here. This TNT is going to go off, align it to the left side, and then it's going to start shooting stuff out. So basically what we're going to want to do now is we can pillar this up all the way to 256, I think it is on this server. You can build to 256 just for this reason. And then 23 blocks. So we're going to place 22 blocks on this. So I have world edit, so I'm just going to just like so. So this is actually where the butt of the aligner is going to be, or not the aligner, the compressor for the hammer. So that's definitely going to help us out later. And then after that, what we do is we place 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks right there. And this is where the dispensers for the hammer start, actually, along with right there. Alright, the next step in getting ourselves kind of aligned of what we're doing here is placing 2 blocks right there, and we're just going to get out a regular piston, and then place it right there. And then we're actually going to build a kind of a pillar up right here. This can be whatever block you really want. It doesn't really matter. All these blocks aren't really going to matter. There's going to be a lot of glass in this build. I just choose to use glass, but it can just be regular blocks. So then what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 dispensers right there, or not dispensers, blocks. And basically this right here, we can just build this platform all the way out to about right where we said our compressor is going to be aligned. So this is going to help us out tremendously with aligning ourselves. So we will be able to fit the hammer in here, the compressors in here, and everything will be aligned now that we know where our boundaries kind of are. Alright, so now what we are going to do while we are here is finish up this slab bus. So what we do is we're just going to place 3 blocks like that, and then a block right there, and we're going to place 5 dispensers on top of this. And then 5 more right there. And what this does is it just tunnels down while it's sand stacking, just removing all the slabs. And I would use this amount just in case you decide you want to actually nuke or anything with this cannon. But this is definitely a safe amount for slab bus. I recommend it. So now what we're going to do here is we are going to make sure we are aligned right here. Yes, we are. So what we are going to do is we're going to place 3 dispensers right there. We can actually build off a little bit if we want. Right there, it doesn't really matter. We're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 dispensers right here, and then 4 dispensers right here. So now we have a 2-high wall right here, all the way aligned with these 5 blocks we placed right here. So if it's not aligned, something is wrong. So I'm going to continue placing these, and we're going to place 12 dispensers on top of this. So this from right here to right here should be 12 dispensers. Let me check. And right here it says 12, so we are good to go. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we are going to do almost the same thing on the other side. We are just going to offset it by 1 because of the slab bust, or not the slab bust, the hybrid, and it actually screws up with the one shot. So we have to just do this. It doesn't look the best, but it still gets the job done just the same. So we're just going to place 12 right there. So now what we are going to do is we are now going to stack these up. So we are using the equation 1.152 x being the number of sand, and then just like plus like whatever. Just I usually just like round it from there. Does that work? 1.152 times 255. So we're basically gonna like probably put like end up putting 300. So if you really want to like remove some dispensers, I do not recommend it, but you can if you want. Alright, so each of these sides are going to be 13 tall, so you know what to do. I showed you guys how to do it over here. So basically you would just do the same exact thing with the hammer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack 12 up. If you're in World Edit, do the same thing over here. Stack 12 up, and then right here, these blocks right here, you can just put these with glass. That's what I have on my other cannon, the one I'm going off of, the one I showed you at the start. And then you can just fill this whole wall in, really. So there should be like 4 blocks or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up real quick. Alright, while I am finishing this up, I'm actually going to need to talk a little bit about why I put this little pillar right here. So basically, off this pillar, it just lines so much stuff up for me. Just like, this is where the front, or the actual ending of the barrel is going to be. It doesn't really matter, but it does help out a little bit, having an exact idea of where it's going to be. And then we can just fill in blocks right here. I'm just going to use blocks for, like, I don't know, contrast or something. And we can just go ahead and fill this in right here with glass. Let me break that because it's disgusting. And so 1 block right here, we're going to leave space, but the rest are all going to be down 1 block. So this is for your slab bust and all of that stuff, like slab bust hammer, or not slab bust hammer, slab bust and sand, my bad. And then what we can do from here is just fill the rest of this in with glass. Just like so, and then we can fill this in with glass too. I'm just going to fill it in down to there, just so if your cannon is having trouble, or you need to load this, you can just walk right through, walk right out and stuff. And then what we can do from here is we can just build this glass wall up too. Isn't really going to affect anything if it's glass or not, but I just like the look of glass. So now what we can go ahead and do is we can place blocks alternating up and down adjacent to each other, all the way down, just like we did on the main power, just all the way down to here though. Oh, whoops. And then what we can do off of that, same drill, place repeaters facing inwards to the dispensers on the first blocks, and then on the blocks closest to us, we're just going to place redstone. So after that, we just do the same process with the slabs. Let me actually get some out real quick. And then we just continue going all the way up with this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up real quick. Alright, so I went ahead and I finished up the wiring for the hammer. And this cannon is coming along pretty quickly, guys. Now, I do realize that we still have the whole sand compressor to do, but the main design, or the main shell of the cannon... Whoa. Wow. MC Elmo. Let's hear it for MC Elmo, boys. Alright, so now we are going to wire up both sides of the hammer and the slab bust, actually. So what we are going to do is we are going to place a block right there against those bottom 2 pistons, or dispensers, sorry. We're going to place redstone on top of it, another block, redstone on top of it, and then we're going to go in between those 2 blocks and we are going to place a comparator down. Just like so. Get rid of that now. And then we are going to place a straight row of blocks all the way here, going to the main power. Place a piece of redstone, a repeater on 3 ticks, a block, and then a redstone going in here. So now what we can do is we can make sure there aren't TNT in these dispensers. And we can test to see if all the dispensers light up, and they do, so this side is good to go. So now what we can go ahead and do is go over and wire the other side, just like so. Place some blocks like that. Redstone on all of them except for the last one. Repeater on 3 ticks. Make sure it lights up, and we are golden. Alright, so while we are working on the hammer, we can go ahead and place our dispensers right here. So we're going to place one right there, and then one right behind it and up a block, just like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place a block right there, 2 slabs, a block right here. You can actually put a block right there, it doesn't really matter. I'm just leaving it as slabs. And then a block right there. Redstone on all of these except for this piston, this. slab touching the piston, and that's going to be on 4 ticks with a repeater. Then directly under it on the ground, we're going to place a block. We're going to place a slab adjacent and up, just like that. Then we are going to place repeaters all the way till right there, and then place 2 redstone, just like so. All of these repeaters are going to be on 4 ticks, except for this last one right here is going to be on 3. Then what we can do is place redstone right there, and it will power the slab bus piston. So that is the wiring for the hammer. And basically what we can do now is 2 blocks from there, we can mine out 5 blocks, and we can place our dispensers facing upwards. Now these are actually for the hybrid, or the one shot, or the scatter, or whatever you like to call it. And these are going to be what actually destroys the wall after the sand stack inside the one shot. So these are going to be wired up later when we wire everything else up. Alright, in order to make sure everything else is aligned with itself, I think it would actually be a good idea to start doing some of this hammer wiring, and it'll actually connect into the sand compression wiring, so less mistakes will actually be made. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a block right here with redstone on top of it, 2 repeaters, 3 redstone, just like so. Then what we're going to do is place a few more redstone right here, set these both to 4 ticks, like so, and there should be, if you can count, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks diagonal, and a block right there. Place this one for a repeater on 4 ticks, my bad. So then what we can do after that is we can take this line all the way down, imaginary, to this compression system right here for the hammer, and we are actually going to power it right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to place, we're going to place 3 blocks right here, and then 3 blocks right here in an L shape. So it kind of looks like a circle. I'm not sure if this block was here or not, I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a piece of repeater right there, and then a repeater right there. This one's on 2 tick, that one's on 1. Place redstone connecting them all. Now what we'll do is we will place a piece of cobble right there, and half slab right there. Redstone on top of that. That one's also on 2 ticks. So then what we can do from here is place 2 blocks, spaces in between, and place redstone repeaters right there. And this is how we will power our compression system. So now what we can do after that is we can actually wire this up just like so. We can place a slab right there, slab right there, slab right there, and a block right here. And then we will wire this all up. We can place redstone right here. Doesn't really matter as long as it's getting powered. We can actually, if we want to, do something like this, just like that, and that'll work just as well. So, and it looks a little better. So now what we can do is we are going to have 3 ticks total from this redstone signal all the way to the hammer compression. So we are here. Let's count out 15, just like this. 15. Gonna place a repeater right there. Count out another 15. 13, 14, 15. Right there. And we can actually just put one right there just for safe measures. If you want to make this look a little better, you can put them right there. Shuffle this one down a little bit, making sure that there's only like 15 distance in between. It does not matter at all. As long as you just have 3 ticks. Oh, that's 4 ticks. Whoops. Make sure that's still 15. As long as you just have a distance of 3 ticks in between the button and the compressor. What is going on down here? What are you doing, bro? So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're actually going to go ahead and place 8 more redstone off of this. And then place a repeater on 4 ticks. Alright, so from this point right here, what we are actually going to go ahead and do is we're going to place a block right there, 2 blocks right there, and then a block right there. Then we're going to place a slab right there, and then a block right here. So this is actually where our power is going to be for our sand compression. So we can place redstone on all of these backwards blocks. not backwards, back blocks, and repeaters right there. So now what we can do is we can build ourselves a little floor right here. And we are actually going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 tall, just like so. And then 4 facing downwards. So now what we can go ahead and do is continue stacking these up, just like so. Repeaters on all of these. Slabs on the back of here. Redstone on top of these. And then we're going to put 4 redstone right there so these top ones all get powered.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so what we're going to do from here is we're actually going to place a piece of redstone right here, and then 3 dispensers facing towards the actual cannon. Now, all of these dispensers I will be placing down are going to be on 4 ticks, just like so, right here. 6 more on 4 ticks, except for this one. This one is actually going to be on 3 ticks. Oh, whoops, 3 ticks right there. What we're going to do from here is place a sticky piston facing up with a block. And I'm actually going to set these all to 4 ticks before I forget. Just like so. Connect them with redstone right here, or at that bend. And then what we're going to do from here is place blocks, just like 4 right here. And then we are going to get a little strip of 2 by 6 right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then repeaters facing inwards on all of them. And then what we can do from here, connect all the repeaters together. Go on the opposite side, do the exact same thing. Redstone right here, connecting. Make sure it does not touch this block right here. Make sure there is a 1 block space, or else when it gets powered, it will never turn off. And then right there, we have the bottom set of pistons, or the inner set of pistons are going to be powered. So if we were to press the button right now, all of these pistons would be powered, but not these ones that I'm about to place right now. These ones right here, we have to power a different way. So the way we will do that is just by placing 2 repeaters right here, facing that direction, and then blocks going all the way in right here. And then same thing on this side, just like so.
2, 1.
Alright, so now what we are going to do from here is we're going to place redstone all on top of it right here. Same thing with the other side, just like that. So now when we press this button, here I'll actually just set one up real quick just to demonstrate how this works. See, and right now they will all be powered quickly with the monostable circuit that we had going on over there. So now what we can go ahead and do is we can bust out some slabs real quick, place them all right here, just 4 right there. Then we can build up right here. It doesn't really matter. It is just more of a cosmetic kind of deal. Doesn't matter what's actually here. But what I prefer to do is place 4 blocks right there, and then get some whatever type of fences, spruce fence gates. I'm just going to use those, and place those right there. Open them all up. Same thing right here. Open them all up. So what this will do is it will hold the water back and make sure the TNT is right there. So now what we can go ahead and do is we can take some glass out, 3 on each side. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing right over here. And then what we can do is we can actually wire up the secondary compressor, or what actually hits it, into that cannon. So how we do this is we're just going to come off this block right here. And we are going to place 4 redstone, a repeater, 3 redstone right here. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then a repeater. So this redstone right here should be 15. So that's 13, that's 14, that's 15. So then off of that, what we do is we place 2 blocks right there, a repeater, and a redstone on top of that. What we were going to have right here is a 3 by 7 kind of tall dispenser thing. So we're going to have 3 dispensers going all the way up till we have a height of 7. Just like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blocks right here. 3 blocks on this side, 3 blocks on this side. Redstone on top of all of them. Just like so. Block here, block here. Make sure the Y of the blocks you place on the side and the ones you just got done placing are the same. Repeaters on both of those. And then we're just going to make our good old slab staircase, which is my go-to. I hate glowstone, so I never really use it. And we are just going to go ahead and place these slabs just like so. Have redstone all over them just so that it powers. And this is actually going to, like I said, cannon it into the main part of the cannon. So in other words, it's just going to go from here, hit a backboard right here, and then fly into here, fly up here, hit this guider, then shoot out the actual cannon. So that's how this sand compression system works. This is probably one of my older sand compressions. We're just going to place some blocks right here, by the way. And then what I like to do right here is place some slabs. Doesn't really matter how many. And then what we can do is come right up here and place ladders. Alright, so now that we got the slabs done, we can actually place one more right here. It doesn't really matter, but just want to make sure everything is exact. So what we can do off of this is we can place 8 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like so, and then 3 blocks in a shape like that. So we are going to do the exact same thing on the other side as well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 1, 2, 3 blocks right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 blocks right there and 2 blocks right there on the opposite side. Redstone on the one closest to the actual other redstone. And then we were going to put a repeater going into the block on both sides. So what this is going to be doing for us is we're going to have not a repeater, a comparator going this direction, and then another comparator going this direction. The block right here, redstone on top of both. And we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Block, redstone on top of both. Alright, so one mistake I did make in the last clip, these actually need to be facing the opposite direction that they actually are. This one needs to be going into the block, and this one needs to be going away from the block. That is actually kind of a big mistake. And we are actually going to have redstone right here, and right there. So what this is going to be doing is powering a line right here. It's going to be powering a line right here, all the way till we reach the end of the bottom pistons right here. And we're going to put redstone on top of all of this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place a block right here, actually 2 blocks, one with redstone on it, one with a repeater. And we're going to do the exact same thing we just did over there and place redstone on top of all of this. So now what we do is we take sticky pistons and regular pistons, put 6 sticky pistons right there, and 6 regular pistons right there, and then we just repeat the exact same thing on this side right here. So we can start it out like this. 6 right there, then come out all the way down here with blocks, redstone on top of those, repeater going in, redstone on top of those. So these should all light up. So what these are double piston extenders, and this is how the majority of 4x6 sand compression sand plates work. So what they do is they retract at the same time, and they close at the same time. So this is very useful for getting a lot of sand moving in a small amount of time. Alright, so one mistake I did make in the last clip, these actually need to be facing the opposite direction that they actually are. This one needs to be going into the block, and this one needs to be going away from the block. That is actually kind of a big mistake on my part. Sorry guys. But it's an easy fix, so basically all you have to do from there on is just place blocks right here. And then I prefer to use glass right here. I think it looks better. And then like you're just going to put a guider right here. Make sure it is on the same Y as these pistons. It doesn't really affect too much if it isn't, but definitely put it on the same Y. So I'm just going to fill this wall in right here. I'm using glass. You can use whatever block you want. I'm going to fill this in too, so it doesn't shoot up in the air. And then what we can do from here is put blocks right here, just so the sand does not shoot out the sides. And then one thing I do like to do to help me like get into the sand compression is put slabs, so I can just walk right in right here. And then we can put blocks right here, and then finish this guider right here, going all the way in. And then you can put a piece of glass right here, and then blocks right here, And what this does is stops the water from this TNT liner to spill out into the redstone, which is useful. You can just fill in this whole wall right here. I like to leave a 2-block space right here and right here, so I can like go through the sand comp without having to like go around the whole cannon. So once you got that filled in, that's basically the sand comp. What you can do from here is place blocks here, piece of glass, because if you have a block right here, this redstone, when it turns on, it will power these dispensers, and you do not want that. So put a piece of glass right there, and then you can place blocks right here and all the way up. It doesn't really matter. I will be showing you guys how to water all of this afterwards when the cannon is 100% finished, but for now we are going to move on.
Why'd you walk off,
Alright, so flying around the cannon we have been building, it is basically done. All that's really left is the hybrid timings and just some cleaning up that we have to do to make sure everything gets watered properly. So basically what we're just going to do is we're going to come into the hammer, and we're just going to, you can actually put a wall right here if you want. It may actually look a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. But not on these blocks right there. So I'm just going to slowly build up a little wall right here, making sure not to block anything important. Redstone's going to be on right here, just like so. Just keep building up my wall, going all the way down, until I reach about like right here, and then I'll just make a little rack. I have glass. And I can just go all the way up with this, but it doesn't really matter because this server has TNT basically just realignment, so it doesn't like bounce all over the place. So let's go straight down. So all we would have to do is just water that little patch right there. So let's come over to the hybrid section. And so first off, we're just going to start by placing 10 blocks in a 5x2, just like so. Place 5 repeaters facing the dispensers. This one and this one are on 2 ticks. They're going to place blocks on top of those. You can go ahead and destroy these blocks, or you can leave them, it doesn't really matter. And then place redstone all on top of these. You should have already placed redstone right there. So then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, place 2 blocks, one with redstone, and then the one closest to you has a repeater on it. Then we're going to place 8 blocks right here, 4x2, just like that. Redstone on these outer ones right here, and then comparators on the rest. And then this one right here, you're going to right click it so that this little light turns on. So then off of that, what we're going to do is we're going to place a block right here. This is going to have a repeater on it. Then we're going to place some blocks just like this, and we're actually going to build a comparator circuit right there. So that's about 7 blocks you're going to need right there. Redstone on top of these, comparator facing towards the other comparators, and then one facing away, then redstone connecting them all. So basically what this does is basically, I'm pretty sure you are familiar with this. This is on like every simple cannon. I'll set up a little demonstration. And here's this one. So basically, when you fire this one, it pulsates really fast with the light. I'll fire it again. So what it's doing when you have it like this is just making those pulses a little bit longer and a little bit more delayed. And then, but there's fewer of them. So that's where this comparator circuit comes in. If you were to power it like this, notice how that clicks. That's when the TNT is going off. So this comparator circuit just holds it for a little bit longer. So now what we do is we're going to place a piece of redstone right there, and then a block on top of it, and then a block directly next to this piece of redstone. It's going to have a repeater on 2 ticks. We're going to have a block right there, and then a block right there for redstone wiring. We can't have it right here because it would take too much signal and it wouldn't power, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is the last one that gets powered, so we have to come from right here, which looks a little bit worse, but it still gets the job done just the same. Alright, one thing I'm going to go ahead and do right now is just put a little glass wall right here, mainly because I think it looks a little bit nicer, and just for my own sake. because I like having walls on my hammers and stuff like that. And what we can also do, if you really want, you can build up a little wall right there just to make yourself feel safer, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really think it's necessary. But for the most part, the cannon is done. All we have to do is wire it. I'm going to be honest, I probably forgot something and I'll find out when I fire it, but until then, it looks good. Alright, so now that we are done with the cannon, we are going to go over how to water this safely. So let's go ahead and we can start with the main power down here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to place a water bucket right there. We're going to go all the way to the top here, and we're just going to drop water buckets right down here. Just like so. Make sure everything is good to go down here. Then I usually like to drop one right there on top of the aligner. And what this does is it just makes everything a little bit safer. So now to safely water this, what we're going to do is we're going to break this repeater and put a sponge right there. And that is what really helps, because now all this water will not interfere with the redstone. So what you can do here is you can drop a water bucket right here, because I know a lot of people are really skeptical about watering cannons and stuff because they think it's going to blow up or something's messed up. So what you can do is you can just drop water all over this guide right here. This is what I would recommend. And what we can do is we can come out. Oh Lord, that's gonna be alright. Come out 2 blocks before you water it, and just like place a sponge right there. So you don't really have to worry about much anymore. Whole thing's watered, good to go. Then we're gonna drop down to the hammer right here. What we're going to do is we're just going to fill in this whole tray with water buckets, like this. We're going to go all the way to the top and fill this whole thing with water buckets. Just like that. Water should just flow right down here. Everything is good to go. So let's go one last round. Alright, now we got to go to the sand comp. So we're going to drop one water bucket down from right there. And then we're going to come in here, we're just going to drop 4 water buckets right here. Now this is a lot of watering. If you know what you're doing with cannons, you probably don't need this much. But this is just to be safe and just be on the safe side with everything, because I know a lot of you guys get a little upset when I don't show you guys how to water the whole thing. So this is literally watering the entire cannon just to make sure nothing blows up. So I'm going to go ahead and get some test rolls set up and we can get rid of this bedrock down here. Oh, it's already gone. And we can fire away. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go over how to actually load the cannon. So first things first, let's hop into the sand compressor right here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to paste, or place, or paste actually. It all depends on what game mode you're in. I prefer to copy all of this. But what you're going to do is you're just going to place a ton of webs on these bottom pistons right here. And then right here, I already have a little layout set up. We're gonna just set this up to sand. It's just 11 tall on each little piston. So this is 11, just like so. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this real quick because we'll be firing multiple times. I'll show you guys how well this cannon works. So I'm just gonna copy it. Then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna load red sand. Just like so. That's like 18 shots or something like that until you have to refill it, which is alright. I mean, not the best, but not the worst. Alright, so we're just gonna make sure. I'm pretty sure I filled these before the clip. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure. There's bedrock under the cannon right now, so we're gonna go ahead and fire, hoping that everything just works. There we go. That just did exactly what it was supposed to. Make sure everything's okay, nothing looks jammed or clogged for that matter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and load up. What did I do? Paste dash O. I'll put the sand right back where it should be. Then we are going to remove the bedrock. So this is legit. And there's like no bedrock inside of here or anything. It's just all endstone. So let's go ahead and fire. Hoping this works. Make sure not to unload your chunks. That's bad news for your cannon. So I'm just going to chill back here. And it'll work. Nothing looks like it blew up. So that is definitely a good sign. But just to make sure nothing got screwed over, we're just going to fire one more time. Just to really prove this cannon is legit. This isn't a scam. So I'm just chilling back here. Sorry I'm so far away from these walls. So, it works. It doesn't blow up. I have confidence in this. But just don't unload the chunks. Bad things happen to cannons when you unload the chunks. So, there we go. There it is. Now I'm going to do some shots. I'll probably get one of my boys on, like probably Manurock or someone, to help me out with firing the cannon. I'm going to probably shoot at about 23, 24 chunks just to show that it shoots that good distance. So this cannon isn't completely useless. This cannon, it's old but it's good, to say the least. I mean, it uses a 4x6. There's so many different compressors you can use. Uses it's not the best cannon, but it works. It does very well. It performs perfectly. The only flaw is the design, basically, and the design's fine. So this is just an old cannon. I would use this on a raid. It's pretty simple to wire up and stuff with the 9 repeaters everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and get into these final shots, and I think that'll end off the vid. Alright guys, so I am here with the faction. They decided they want to join the recording, so I have Manurock with his sweatband. He's going to fire the button for me. So, Manurock, go ahead and fire for me, why don't you? And I'm going to fly over to the walls right here we got going on. We have the whole fact here, or not the whole fact, but a lot of the fact. So, this cannon is just absolutely destructive to these lava water walls, just like the Archon. Tell me if that pasted sand back.
That did right there.
Alright, go ahead and fire again for me. So these just destroy lava water walls. It's a great way to just get right through them. It's the same amount of walls and just bust right through both. And you can just keep going. Fire for me one more time. So we have the Dizzy Penguin, Mystify Mustard, indicating, some may know him as 19A or Cuisine, and then MC Elmo. So that's basically it for this cannon. We are shooting from I think like 20 chunks away or something like that. Just where I set up the walls. No bedrock under this cannon. It's all good. So I will be releasing the schematic for this in the description if you guys are interested in that. So that's basically it. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like. If you'd like to see more content, make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section explaining what I could do better or anything you would like to see in the future. Make sure you vote on the straw poll. I have the link in the description. I did mention that earlier on in the video. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you sub to MC Elmo and Dion and the rest of the fact. Have a good day.